Girl, this is a party outfit changer. You have a party to attend on the weekend. Trust me, you do not need to spend extra money in getting a bag. You can just get this one done or pay someone who knows how to do this to get it done for you. It is a very simple DIY, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to get this done.
Look at this. Perfect. Oh my god. Isn't it great?
If this sounds like something you would like, then please stay to the end. Ensure to leave a like, leave a comment, and let's just get started. I used some of my leftover satin fabric for this one. You could use any other kind of fabric. So for my measurement, I measured 9 inches for my width, and then for the length I used a measurement of 23 inches. Now the size of the bag is dependent on your measurements. You could make it big or small, right? So I'm just going to cut out 4 of this, all the same length, because I'll be using 2 for the inner and then 2 for the main for the outer one, which is the main side that you get to see as the bag. I'm going to go on and do a running stitch like this at one end, joining 2 of the fabric facing each other, like the right side facing each other. I'll join them together. Then I want these gathers to be 10 inches long. This is the base of the bag, right? I want this to be 10 inches long. I'll do the same thing for the lining part. Then I'm going to take it back to my sewing machine and just stitch them together, right? Stitch this one together. The same thing with that for the lining. Now for the lining, when I'm stitching, I'll leave an opening. This is where I will use to turn over, but I will stitch the from the beginning then to the end, but leave a particular part for opening. Then I'll take the one I'm using as the main, the outer part of the of the bag, right? I'll turn it over, right? And then I'm going to just tuck it into the one I'm using as the lining of the bag, right? For the lining of the bag, I won't turn it over, right? I'll just see what I'm doing. Okay, the right side is still facing inside. Where I sewed this is facing outside. Now I'm going to take two of them, pick my needle, and just join them together, joining them from where I sewed, like where I sewed facing each other. I will just join them neatly together, take it to my sewing machine and sew. Now by the time I'm done sewing this, I'm just going to go through I'm going to turn this over using that space that I left over, right? That space I left. When I'm done, okay, see what I mean? The space I left, I'll just go ahead and pull this out to have it turned over to the other, to the right side. So both the lining and the main fabric of the bag will be facing, will now the both now will be facing the right side. I will now go ahead and close that opening, take it to my sewing to my ironing board and iron it out, making it look really straight. Then I'm going to go in by 2 inches, right? Or 1.5. For the particular one, I use 1.5 inches. I'll go in by the 1.5 inches and mark it. Then I'll go in again from the way I marked 1.5. I will go in again by 0.5 inches. That 0.5 I'm trying to measure is where I want to put my elastic or my string that I'll be using as the drawstring of the bag, right? For my elastic, I'm using an angle that is 10 inches long. So when I'm done sewing, I'm just going to open a little hole like this where I'm going to pass my safety pin through and attach the elastic into the fabric. So I don't give myself double work by doing this again. I just go ahead and hold down the elastic, right? I use a pin to hold down the elastic so that it doesn't move or enters into the fabric, right? So I'll just hold it down here, then keep pulling my needle until I get back to this point where I first started. Now my elastic is out. Next thing I want to go on to do is to tie. I'll just tie the two of them together. Sometimes you can actually take your sewing machine and just sew, but I prefer to tie. The knot is usually very thick and it doesn't pull out. Then I'm going to go ahead and turn, like go ahead and turn everything to the right side. This is what it's going to look like, ensuring that the part where I used as my lining that has the elastic is properly hidden inside the bag. Then I'll use my hand to tuck everything out, tuck it properly to ensure that this has the shape that I want. Now we're almost done with this bag. The next thing we want to do is to finish it. We'll put handle and then put beads on it just to beautify it. So you could just have it like this, but for extra beautification, I get to put beads on it, or I get to use I get to put bows on it or roses or anything just to beautify it. For this one, I'm going to be using beads, and I use hot glue to attach the beads to the bag, right? Just ensure that when you apply the hot glue, when you stick it on the bag, you hold it down for a while so that this stays firmly and it's not falling off or moving out. So I'll take my thread. I used fishing line size 60 for this one. You could use any kind of thread. You could use your normal sewing thread, but just ensure that the thread is thick enough. Maybe you can make it double it like twice, so that it's thick enough. I'll go ahead and pick my beads. You know exactly how you want the hand to be. It could be long, it could be short. When I'm done, right, I will just go ahead, pass the needle back like this, and then just tie neatly at the part where I ended it. I am trying to pass my thread through the fabric, so that it doesn't sort of whatever reason it doesn't get to pull. Then I use my lighter to burn, and I'm actually done with this bag. This is what the bag looks like. Tell me, will you be trying this? See you in the next one. All right, bye.